There we go. So welcome to the Costa Rica Adventure team heading out in February. Okay, so thank you all for getting out of bed early and joining me. And for those of you who can't meet, I totally understand. I know it is a random time. So the purpose of this meeting is to get you organized. Yes, you can all look at each other in the eye and think, oh God, I'm going to be traveling with you. But it is to get you organized. So we are going to run through your itinerary, your flights, airport admin, what to take, health and safety, phones, money, all that type of stuff. So at each section, let me ramble on and then ask questions. Or if you just want to ask questions, stick your hand up, get my attention and go for it, okay? So the aim is that you are fully prepped by the time this meeting finishes. Okie dokes. So your flights, starting with that. You are all, I propose that you get to Heathrow, you check yourself in independently, go through passport control and meet up on the other side, okay? The week or about 10 days before you go, Zoe will set up a group WhatsApp for you all. So make sure you've all got WhatsApp on your phone. And then when you get through to the other side, Zoe will kind of suggest a meeting point where previous people have met, but that's where you're going to meet. Okay. You're all going through Miami. So do not forget your ESTA. Okay, the ESTA visa. Oh my goodness, it's honestly every group going through America, there's always one that has a last minute panic. So ESTA, get it. Okay, it takes 24 hours to come through. So do it now. When you get to America, it is a bit of a performance because you have to go through the whole American immigration. So brace yourself for that. That is a kind of weary kind of experience. But once you're through to the other side, then it's easy peasy. When you get to Costa Rica, you're all going to be met at arrivals. You come out through the big slidey doors onto this kind of collection point. It feels like it's a main road, but it's not. Okay, do not walk off. Do not walk off into one of the cafes because there will be a guy there or lady with a leap sign to pick you up. Okay, so don't panic if they're not there. They will be turning up within 5 minutes, probably just stuck in traffic, but don't wander off. The first night you are going to the Rosa of America, which is the hotel of choice that we always use. It's a kind of family setup. It's lovely. It's only 15 minutes from the airport. It's got a little pool, kind of funny little rooms. It's all clean and nice and lovely. Stylish wise, you might think this is interesting style, which it is. Very Costa Rican. So you will kind of raise an eyebrow going, hey, cool, random. But it's a safe, lovely setup. Lots of birds, big garden, you can chill out. The next morning, okay, you will be up and out for phase one. So your adventure phase, as you know, is an adventure of 4 different experiences. Experience 1 is heading to the coast, to Quepos, where you're going to be based outside Manuel Antonio National Park. Now, it's about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive to get there. You will be a bit discombobulated with the jet lag. There you're staying in a finca. And it's all, it's that the finca, what is that? It's kind of a rural villa farm. It's got a pool, it's got badminton, it's got everything that you need. But it's a really good place for you to decompress, get to know everybody. And it's a good place to start. So that's where you're going to live. From there, hold on, we've got Ella joining. Hello, Ella. From the finca, you are going, every day is going to be different. But the experience here is that, yes, you're going to help in the community center at Cocal, which is lovely. That is a community center. It's a very, very kind of off the beaten track fishing village. With this community center, everybody works in the in the village. So it's a place for kids to gather, to be entertained, to be looked after while parents go working. When we started it back in the day, actually, it was just after COVID, it was in a terrible state. So yes, it's about maintenance. Yes, it's about playing with the kids. But what these just, bear in mind, these kids are so excited. They have got so used to an adventure team coming through once a month. They are just like, oh yes, these are the exciting people. This is a week of excitement, a few days of excitement every month. So they love it. So you'll be doing maintenance, be playing with the kids, there's games, it's just very, very chilled. At the same time, you'll be exploring Manuel Antonio National Park. That's kind of hot, sweaty, hiking. That's experiencing all the big waterfalls. You'll love that. And then there's a lovely hike, which you get encouraged to do, which it's either the sunrise or the sunset, depending on the group. But it's lovely, especially, I think, doing it sunrise, getting up early and doing it. So you've got a really amazing view over your setting. So lots to do there. But that is your bedding in week, making friends, getting into the groove. Okay. Your next phase, bear with, I've lost your next phase is going to Natura. Now, this is your challenge, okay? This is why it's called the adventure. It is hot, it is sweaty in the wildlife sanctuary, okay? Everyone says it's not particularly pleasant, but you're doing really good stuff. They really, really value you going there. And it is hot and it is sweaty. And the purpose of it is to give you a bit of a challenge, okay? To take you out of your comfort zone. You can't have it all easy peasy throughout the whole month. But here, it is a wildlife sanctuary which is privately owned. So they really rely on all the contributions that the cost of these programs and everything make, but also the man hours that you give to getting the jobs done. And there are so many jobs to be done. And what I love so much about it is that you get up close and personal to so many amazing species, especially the birds. They'll keep you awake at night and they'll wake you up early in the morning, but they are incredible. So you really will see just amazing things up close and personal. Okay, so that's phase 2. Phase 3 is then this has got, at the moment, it's whether this Monteverde comes next or the beach. So I'm afraid we haven't got the order of these next 2 phases completely set in stone. But we predict that we're hoping that from the wildlife, you're going to go straight to the beach, which you will love. Gorgeous Samara Beach, Costa Rica on the Pacific coast has many kind of great places to go to. So you might have heard from peers that have gone before. You've got Tamarindo, which is at the top of the Pacific coast, which is the equivalent of going to Zante. That's where you've got your duff, duff, duff music. You've got your shots for nothing, booze cruises and all of that. We're not sending you there, okay? That's at the north. Then you've got Santa Teresa, which is like Ibiza. Then you've got Samara, I would say is more like Mallorca. It's more family run, but it's a bit chic. It's got kind of cool vibes, especially at this time of year. All the beach bars are open, so it's got a really nice place to be. Cozy, very, very chilled. While you're there, you're going to go off to ASVO, which is the turtle sanctuary, which is awesome. Again, part of your adventure. You will feel that you're going to Robinson Crusoe. You have to kind of do a river crossing to get there. And when you get there, you're arriving at I was about to say a tin shack, but it's more than that. It's a really cool kind of stilted house. You've got bunk beds. You all do your own cooking. It's got a really friendly dog, and you've got hammocks, and the turtle sanctuary is right there. So it's really basic, but it's really cool. if that makes any sense. So you're there literally for a couple of nights. So, you know, you're washing, you're with a hose, cold water, but that's fantastic because it's so hot. So brace yourself for the Robinson Crusoe moment. And then you go back to Samara and then it's all good. While you're there, the ASVO can only take 10 to 12 at a time. So the group gets split into two. So you do it back to back. Okay. Then your final phase is Monteverde, which is the cloud forest everyone loves phase. Okay. This is where it's cooler. The cloud forest is extraordinary. It's really interesting. It's kind of all drippy. You feel like you're in a kind of movie. I don't know, it's lovely. But here you've got the opportunity to bungee jump, zip wire, horse ride, hiking. There's loads of really interesting things to do. So every morning you're going to have an activity, but every afternoon we're keeping free so that you can add in all the weird and wonderful stuff that is available up there. Okay. I strongly recommend, highly recommend you do the zip wire. The bungee jump, only if you're insane, but a lot of insane people go and want to do it. But before you buy into the bungee jump, just bear in mind that at the zip wire, you'll zip around and be, you know, challenged. And at the end of the zip wire, there is this thing called the Tarzan swing. I wasn't brave enough to do it. So I really admire everyone that does this. You basically go up really high, you jump off, you have that feeling of free fall, and you fly over the canopy and back. Okay. It's terrifying. So if you're thinking, okay, budget wise, you've got, we'll come on to budgets, but you know, do I really want to do both the zip wire or the bungee? Definitely do the zip wire because you've got a bungee type of experience in it if it's either or. Okay, that's my top tip. The horse riding, if any of you can ride, that is another lovely thing to do. Even if you can't ride, I think you can just grip on for dear life and you get hats and everything and you can be guided. But it is lovely because Monteverde, at the top of it, is if the cloud is on your side and it's a clear view, you are literally at the ridge of Costa Rica. So you can go up there and see both the Pacific and the Caribbean side. So it's really, really beautiful. I love Monteverde. I love Samara. I love ASVO. I love Quepos. I love the wildlife sanctuary, but I do know it's a challenge. Okay. So, any questions so far on your itinerary? No? All good. Okie dokes. Now, I'm just going to talk about money, okay? And how you're going to take it and what you're going to budget. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you are going to take 2 cards with you, okay? You are not going to rely on Apple Pay on your phone. You are going back to basics. You're going to take a debit card, and you are also going to take one of those cards such as a Monzo, Revolut, Starling. Do you know, there are others, but those are the top 3 I've got in my head. You're going to take one of those to load up, okay? Because they don't charge you every time you get your money out from the ATM. But you need 2 cards just in case you lose one, which is very, very common. So take 2 cards. How I would run your money is that you have all your money in your bank account, and then you just transfer when you've got good Wi-Fi. You know, probably only have 100 quid in your Revolut or Monzo at any one time. There's a reason for that. Don't want to freak you out. And this hasn't happened, but this is just a top tip, especially if people are going independently traveling afterwards. That say you did get somebody that was not particularly nice that said, right, I've nicked your money. Now we're going to the ATM, withdraw all your money and give it to me. 100 quid is always quite a good number to have in there because it's sufficient for them to feel that they've got something out of you. Whereas if you only got 20 quid, that's just irritating. So 100 quid is a good number. Anything more is irritating for you if you've suddenly then having to empty out 500 quid. So just trust me on that one. 100 quid is a good tipping point, but you are not going to lose your money, your cards, or be forced to go to the ATM. I'm just playing worst case scenario. Okay. The money out there is called colones. Okay. It comes in millions to the pound. Okay. So it is quite confusing. You will get used to it. And what often happens is that you pay in colones and you can sometimes pay in US dollars and they always give you colones back. So it's best to take 100 US dollars cash on you as backup. Okay, that's just good money practice. But you get colones out from the ATM on the first day. Okay, then you get straight into it and you don't get ripped off by giving them dollars and then them giving you that back. Happens to the best of us, including myself. So you won't be the first. So that's what you need to do. So how much are you going to spend? Well, that is up to you. I'm telling you now, Costa Rica is expensive and it has so much temptation. Okay, so when you are at the beach at Samara going out for supper every night, you can choose to go to these Desres restaurants and drink very expensive cocktails. So, but you're not going to do that. You are going to budget and work as a team and work out what your kind of how much you want to spend. You're going to rootle out kind of deals. You're going to kind of happy hour, buy beers from the supermarket. You're going to not fall into Costa Rica is so expensive trap. You're going to work it, okay, for your budget. So when you're at Quepos, when you're at Monteverde and at Samara Beach, you will have suppers are not included. Actually, that's a fib. Only 2 suppers in Quepos are not included. All suppers in Monteverde not included. All suppers at Samara Beach not included. So it's about half the trip. Okay, you will be going out for supper. And we do that so that you have complete flexibility. When you're in the tour, all your food is included. When you're at ASVO, all your food is included. Okay, so it's about half. I would be budgeting $15 to $20 per meal. Okay, so that is the kind of rule of thumb. And then on top of that, the adventures that you need to budget for are predominantly at Monteverde, which are the zip wire, which is about $65. A bungee jump, I think, is about $85 now. Horse riding, about $50. So those are your big ticket items. So add it all up, take the budget accordingly, and stick to it. Okay, do not be led astray by others who are ordering expensive cocktails. Does happen. Okay, when you're at Samara, there is a lovely thing that people like to do where you go out to the islands and you can go snorkeling and hopefully see turtles and whales and dolphins and things. So if you get that opportunity at Tortuga, then grab it. That is a really lovely thing to do. Okay. Any questions on the money, on the budgeting? No? Okay. Phones. Another top tip. Please take 2 phones. Take your all swinging dancing phone and take a rubbish phone. Take a phone, which I know most families have an old knackered phone sitting in a drawer in the kitchen. Okay. Take it, sling it into your bag. Just in case you drop, get your phone nicked, you've just got a backup phone. Because phones to buy in Costa Rica are about £1,000 and you cannot get sent anything to Costa Rica, okay? It all gets nicked at customs. So do not forget anything, especially when it comes to money, phones, and medication. We have had one girl that forgot all her underwear. Now, that was shocking and she was a bit disappointed, but that's easily dealt with. But phones, money, and medication, not easily replaced. Okay, so don't forget those 3 things. Phones. On day one, you'll be taken to a local SIM card place where you can buy a local SIM card. Really easy to sort out. Or you might not want to bother and you just want to use the Wi-Fi. There is Wi-Fi in most places, apart from, so I'm actually going through each place. At Quepos in the Finca, it's a bit sketchy, okay? But that's a good thing because you don't want to be on your phone in week one. So it's part of the purpose of being there. So you put your phones away. Monteverde in the hostel, great Wi-Fi. Natura, sketchy Wi-Fi. And then Samara, brilliant Wi-Fi. ASVO, sketchy. Okay. Plugs, you need an American adapter. Okay. Any questions on your phones? No? Okay. Moving on to kit, what you're going to take. In your MyLeap, there is a kit list in there. Okay. And that is really, tried and tested. That is what that's the kind of the basics. But of course, just think it is hot, it is steamy, it's sweaty. Okay. When you're packing, thinking, do I need all these, heavy t-shirts? No, you don't. Okay. The thinner, the looser, smaller, the better. Okay. Masses of kind of bikini kind of tops, boys, lots of shorts, shoes. Always gets people. Top question with the shoes. I would be taking a pair of trainers, which you're really happy to get knackered, for all the hikes. So they're good, got a grippy sole, like the Speed Cross trainers style, but you have no intention of bringing them home. I would also take a pair of flip-flops, Birkenstock sliders, that type of Crocs, dare I say it. I know, I get slammed down every time I say that word Crocs, but they're so practical. Like the plastic Birkenstocks, those two-strap Arizona Birkies, they're brilliant. So those are really useful. And then, of course, a nice pair of trainers for going out in the evening, feeling good. Okay, so no more than 3 pairs of shoes. Money management. When you're going out, what are you going to take? Are you going to take a day rucksack? Are you going to take, why are you going to take your stuff in the evenings? Okay, I strongly recommend that you take some form of cross-body bag. The Uniqlo do those really awesome. I gave everyone those for Christmas. Those cross-body little bags for about 12 quid. They are so useful. And they're quite good looking. So when you get to a nice restaurant, you don't have the immediate need to take it off and put it down, because that's when things happen. Taken off, put it down, not concentrating. You might go to the loo, leave your bag unlooked after, and off it goes. Okay. I mean, it's not that type of place. It's not a really kind of dangerous place, but those are kind of typical things you want to be mindful of. So a crossbody bag is really useful to put your money in, your especially if it's slightly bigger, to put a water bottle in it for the hikes, that type of thing. Or a little day rucksack. A day rucksack is really good for all the hikes, but the crossbody is really good. When it comes to luggage, you don't need to take a big rucksack. If you've got one, take one, great. But if you don't and you're about to go out and buy one, just think twice, what have you got in your house? Because you're not going to be carrying on your back for any kind of great distance, apart from a hostel room to a minibus. So, but what is important is that it is soft. So it's soft and squishy, so it's easily shoved into the back of a minibus or strapped onto the top. Okay, so no hard shell bags. They've got to be squishy. Okay. Clothes and your washing. In each place, it is very easy to get stuff washed. I always say you wash your underwear in the shower and hang it out to dry. But kind of shirts, shorts, all that type of stuff, there will be a laundrette at the Finca. You've got a lovely staff there that will do it. They do charge, so by kind of $5–10, but you can negotiate, give them a tip at the end, whatever. But washing as you go, keep on top of it. Okay. Any other questions? No. Okay. Last thing on my list is health and safety. Okay. So your guides, what you know is that this is not a school trip. So you're not going to be treated like you're on the school trip. You have our two main guides are Lizzie and Kirsten, who we absolutely love, and they have been leading our trips. I don't know which one you're going to get. It's always a lottery, but either are fabulous. And they have been doing this for a couple of years now and have seen everything. Okay. So they are so approachable. They're young, kind of mid-20s, and we do that for a reason. So they're fun, they are approachable, they relatable, they have huge empathy, but they also have a job to do. So when they say enough, they mean enough. So you really just listen up and give them that full respect, which they will earn naturally. Drinking, of course, we all want you to have the kind of a few beers in the evening, but we have had scenarios where people really take those few beers and cocktails to the limit. We're not the post-school trip in Zante. That's not what we're about. Kind of drunken, disorderly, reckless behavior is actually annoying for the whole team. So, the team is what makes this trip. It really is the team dynamics. So working together, treating each other with respect, being kind to each other. Some days, especially in that first week, everyone can feel out of sorts. It is a challenge, going on this trip with people that you don't know. That is part of the experience, and that is why we do team trips, because it shakes everybody about, and you will, those you might think, oh, I don't know if I like you. By the end, you'll love them. Okay, so you will just go with it. You're on a 4-week journey together, but the team dynamics and being kind and respectful to the team is huge. If somebody is not, you will get the verbal warning from Lizzie or Kirsten. If that doesn't work, you're going to get that finger wagging email from me saying, you are being that pain. Do you remember that Zoom call? You are that person. If that person still continues, you'll be asked to leave with no refund. It is simple as that. So you have been warned. So basically, you do not want to receive the finger wagging email from me. Okay. I've only had to do it 2 or 3 times in the last 3 or 4 years, but when it comes, we mean business. Okay. So do not be that person. Just be the best team. And there is a bit of team competition. I know a lot of people say to Lizzie and Kirsten, are we the best team that you've had? So you want to be the best team that they've had, and they will go out of their way to make this experience really special for you. They know the best places to eat, they know the tricks of the trade, they know what to do. So you can rely heavily on them. For Zoe's told me that everyone has filled in their personal details, but if there is something that you are worried about secretly and you just want to share with us, and it's very private, give us a call in the office. We really care that this trip is a winner for you. So if, like, for example, if you had mental health issues, or which you've overcome, but they can rear their head in certain scenarios, or you have a sleeping problem, or just anything weird and wonderful, share with us. We can share on the quiet with Lizzie and Kirsten, and they can help steer your day-to-day enjoyment. Okay, so don't be shy. What we don't like are hidden surprises. Medication, okay, put in your day pack. Do not put in your big luggage, just in case it gets lost. If it does get lost, occasionally it does, it's brilliant. They really are brilliant in Costa Rica at finding it and sending it on. So don't worry about that. But keep all your medication in your day bag on the airplane. Okay. I think that is it from me. Oh, visas, top tip. There are no visas for Costa Rica. You get a 90-day, or no, it's 120-day now, entry visa when you arrive in Costa Rica. But please remember, to enter Costa Rica, you need proof of leaving Costa Rica. Be in Olivia, we need proof of your exit. Okay, we are really hot on this. We do not take any risks. Okay, so you need proof of leaving. And actually, for all of those that might want to go independently traveling afterwards, it is a really good rule to have, to remember. Some countries, like I went to Peru last year with a team of midlifers, and there was about 12 of us. Half of us were asked, half of us weren't. Okay, so for those that were asked, like myself, had I not had proof of leaving, I would have been in a really sticky situation. And we have had 3 girls that have arrived at Costa Rica without their proof, and they have been not allowed, they have been kept in customs and sent on their first plane out, which was to Nicaragua. You don't want to do that. Okay, so for me, and I always drill into my children, is have proof of leaving any country that you're going into. It's just good practice. Okay? So that is it from me. I've got the sun in my face. I'm going further and further back because I'm going to be through the wall in a minute. So any questions? Are you all happy? Does that feel like, okay, that feels good? Right, I know what I've got to do now. Any questions?
No, with like shampoo and conditioner,
Yeah.
Like, is there places to buy, or do you think we've got to like bring it for the entire thing?
No. Lots of places to buy it. So just take a good starting pack. All the kind of, you know, the pharmacies in Costa Rica are brilliant, actually, literally fabulous. So, and if you're ill, if there is an accident, then the clinics, the hospitals are brilliant in Costa Rica. Everything can get done. So parents listening into this, if there was an accident, how we like to, we will email you when this is message to the parents now about communication. We will email all your parents when you have arrived, like the next morning. Okay, we will then give weekly updates. This is so you all know, and you can work out with your family how often you're going to communicate, because less is best, you know, just to kind of focus on the team and sending the odd picture rather than on the phone all the day, every day. So at the end of each week, we will send a write-up, just a little report saying, all good, you know, this is where they're at now on their journey. If you were ill, if you were struggling, then I get told, and Zoe gets told, and then we will communicate with parents. Okay, so if there was an accident, we will get told immediately, so you don't have to panic. We will do all that communication with you, help with the insurance. We're on it, so you're not flying by yourself. Yeah, you are fully supported. Okay, so any problems, parents, if you're worried at any stage, you just give us a call in the office and we can give you an update. We have lovely daily reports from Kirsten or Lizzie. Okay. Oh yeah, and Zoe, sitting on my right, is saying there's a few of you that haven't logged your insurance. Okay, so log it in MyLeap or just send us an email. We don't mind which one. Just we need a copy of that. And the reason for that is that if there was an accident, we can act on your behalf. Okay, there's a method to our madness. Right, well, that is it from me. I wish you all a fabulous trip, and lucky old you. Don't rush home. Carry on traveling afterwards. Go for gold. Nicaragua is getting really popular. Guatemala, Belize, going into Mexico. That's a fabulous route to do. Guatemala is my favorite country. Great contrast to Costa Rica. Brilliant. Ending up in Belize. amazing Caribbean beaches. You know, what more could you like? Or you head south, okay, heading down to, you can go into Panama very easily, Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, all absolutely brilliant. Okay, so if you need any help with working out where you're going to travel afterwards, just give us a shout and we can give you some pointers. Okay, right, over and out. Safe travels, and look forward to seeing the photos. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Goodbye.
Thank